something's wrong. Do something, folks. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you, Jrod, 100% on that, bro. I
Diego,
really do.
if you allow me, like also,
And
I was
Angela.
born in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a United States Commonwealth, is a United States territory. So we are born United States citizens in birth.
Mm-hmm.
We have Social Security as soon as you're born. So we the only difference between us is just that our first language is Spanish.
Yeah.
But we grew up under the American culture.
Yes.
Is really, it's not like just because I'm from Puerto Rico, we are different, or we have, yeah, we have our own culture as far as our folklore, our music, our
Very good
Christmas,
food.
like,
Very good
yeah,
food.
like stuff. Thank
Very,
you.
very good food.
Yes.
It's different particular things that when you say Puerto Rico, it comes to your mind. But we are born United States citizens. We go with
Yes, sir.
ID. We go with ID. We get our American airplane, American airline, or whatever you use. Get your ticket. You come to United States, no problem.
Passport.
It's
Yeah.
no passports, no,
Yes.
it's no green, it's nothing. We American citizens.
That's
So
right.
I say that to say this, right? We love United States of America. We do. That is undeniable. But at the same time, it gets very, very scary when, for example, the whole pandemic, we were told certain things. It was this one guy in power. I don't want to mention his last name, but it was this one guy in power controlling the whole pandemic. It was not a president, but we're talking.
Short
Can I
guy.
say it? Can I say
Just
it?
say short guy.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
he's into a lot of things right now.
Right. Yeah.
So go ahead, brother.
He had a lot of investments as well when it came to
So
all
so
of
I say
yeah.
that to say this: if the government at this day today, we're pointing at the pandemic as handled not properly, as the FBI, being on the investigation as we speak right now. That's our last line of defense. The FBI. And if United States of America is investigating the FBI as we speak, what that tells us about local authorities, what that tells us about the small town PDs, about the big town PDs and cities PDs.
Mhm.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about.
Go ahead, Angela.
That's okay. My little small town PD. So I live kind of outside of Chicago. I'm about 35 minutes, but I'm right over the border in Indiana.
Big shout out to Chicago.
Chi-town. So anyways, but where I live, taxpayer base is outrageous. Okay. The average home price probably is around $450,000. One of the top rated schools in the state. Couple months ago, my son he's almost 17. I picked him up from a house party. He called me, Mom, I'm at a party, house got busted. I get there, I'm looking for my son, and they had the parents congregating. Long story short, as I'm trying to find my son, I have this tall officer, about 6'5", call me the C word, a B word.
Whoa.
Cuffing these little 16-year-old kids, calling the girls B word, everything. So only because I basically told the officer when I got there. Now, mind you, my son is on track for a D1 football scholarship. And this is the first time he was like kind of in trouble. It's my oldest. All I really said was, I don't want my son speaking to anybody without me or an attorney present. And excuse my language, but he said, I don't give a F about your attorney, you cunt. Okay, so now, of course, I'm sorry about my language, but now, of course, I'm animated. How dare you talk to me that way? Give me my child. He's like, ma'am, you need to calm down. You're a little bit animated. Well, I wonder why. Whatever. So I go to request body cam footage to file a complaint against this officer. They don't wear body cams. Mind you, I'm in real estate. I know how much taxes are city gets. Like, I know what property taxes are, and their excuse is they don't have enough money for it. They say that it's not the body cams itself that's expensive. It is like the cloud storage that each municipality has to pay for to store all of the Meanwhile, I can head 10 minutes north in Gary, Indiana. I'm sure everyone knows about Gary. Okay, they got body cams.
Right.
Body cams.
I
Like,
live in a farm town, a township outside of a very small city, and they have body cams. So I don't want to hear that.
Oh,
Right.
our police force just got a new fleet of brand new Ford Explorer the Dodge SUVs that people are all trying to steal. I don't know, some sort of
the nice ones. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the real nice fast ones. They just got a whole new. They got like 15 of those.
They're
But
beautiful.
my point is to say that, well, who do I go to? The mayor is the ex-chief of police. Who do we go to? You know,
in that scenario, you need to get a hold of IAB. Find out what the IAB is, or the Louisiana. Oh my God, Indiana State Police.
Okay.
Or something like that, because that is absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, but it is.
I mean, I still filed my complaint. You know, I still did what I had to do. But the point is there's no oversight. Like Jrod said, like, how do we know what's happening in these little small towns? Now, this was just a little small run-in incident at a high school party that got busted. Right.
Those are facts. Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Yeah. So, more needs to be done on that, and it protects both sides, the police and whoever they encounter.
You can request as a, I know for a fact, this is anywhere, you can look it up, it'll tell you, as a resident of the area you live in, as a group, the whole area, the city, the town, whatever it is, can get together and request that your police force has those. And they will have to understand, and from what I understand, they have to put it to a vote through city council or however it works. And they have to try to make that happen for the residents, because it's a request from the residents of the town. So,
well, thank you. I was told it's that way, or they have to get a federal grant. But generally, you're not going to get a grant if your taxpayer base is strong enough, and ours is strong enough.
Yeah, right. And then what my suggestion would be, to any time you encounter a police officer,
record it.
You grab this and go to town. That's the only thing you can do.
I started to, but I was shaking so much that the recording only lasted like 2 seconds, because I couldn't believe it was happening.
I know I had nothing to do with it, but I do want to say that I'm sorry that you encountered that, because not all I'm friends with multiple police officers. They would never. I'm going to tell that story too, and it's just insane. Yeah. It's insane.
I've spoken to other officers in the area that I know in different cities, that same thing, but I came to find out that this specific officer is a veteran, has severe PTSD, and lost his 6-year-old daughter a couple years ago.
Okay.
Horrible.
And I'm sorry that happened. That's horrible. But that's not your
correct.
fault.
But he doesn't need to be on the street with a badge and a gun either.
Right. That's right. If you can't handle, if you have those ailments, then go get help, and you'll have to do something different, because
you have to know yourself. Yeah.
That's right. That's, your limits, what you can handle. No, that's
and
not.
I had actually told the chief that. I said, if anyone failed this officer, it's you guys. You know his background, his story. You failed him. This is your police force. So, and unfortunately, that's a common thing. Vets come back. They become officers, and we all know our VA doesn't take care of our vets when they come home.
They don't. We spend all our money on everybody else overseas. We don't pay for our own people. We cover everybody else's problems except for ours. So
Right.
I'm not even going to get into that, because that's a whole different show. But
just to move on from that, I just wanted to give that little anecdote. And I know that's just one small example, but I was kind of speaking to what Jrod was saying as far as, the FBI is being investigated, but, what about everywhere else? This was just a little teenage party,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. I can only imagine what happens other places. So.
Well, and double check your phone, because you can look it up. Whatever model you have, there is or should be a quick setting on your phone where you double tap a couple buttons and it automatically takes you to record. So you don't even have to You don't even have to go through your app.